Welcome to the Ohio State Football Report. Buckeyes back in action this week, so we're excited to bring you all the need-to-know info about that. Look, the name Smith is very common. It's common all over the place, in the real world, in the football world, but when the Buckeyes nabbed a Smith yesterday and their commitment buzz, the news there, Angelo Smith, the younger brother of Jeremiah Smith, is coming to Ohio State. That Smith name matters. That Smith name means a little extra for the Buckeyes. Angelo Smith, class of 2027, announced he will commit to Ohio State. He wants to be a Buckeye just like his brother. The excitement's there, in the air for another good recruit for the Buckeyes, number one. And obviously that lineage, that name, that brotherly relationship is a very big deal to have on campus. So you're starting your week with some really, really good Ohio State news. And the best thing you can do with this news, give the video a like. Let's welcome Angelo Smith to Columbus. I'm sure he's been there plenty to watch his brother, but we want to welcome him officially as he commits and becomes a Buckeye. So be sure to like the video here to do that. Now, a look at Angelo Smith. Key to know here. Number one, he's not as highly ranked as his brother was at this point in time. Still time to build that portfolio up, get those rankings up a little bit. Also, he's a safety, not a wide receiver, so definitely something to note there. Again, I'll just stick with the fact that this is Jeremiah Smith's brother, right? Don't hesitate. Get it done. Give him his offer. Make sure he's in Columbus and he had other good Division I offers, so the fact that the Buckeyes made it happen for the Florida recruit and brother of the star Heisman candidate, make sure he's a Buckeye, and Ohio State did just that. I know there's going to be a little bit of debate with the ranking there and talking a little bit about his ranking. I thought Mick Walker put it well from Letterman Row. If his younger brother is even half as talented as he is, and Angelo is talented, there's no reason not to take his commitment regardless of the timing. Ohio State did the right thing by accepting Smith's early commitment on Sunday night. Yeah, this came to us last night, and look, I agree with Mick there where it's kind of like, hey, 2027 is kind of far away. This isn't as highly rated of a recruit, so what are we doing? Why are we just getting this guy in here already without seeing more or figuring out the recruiting class for 2027 a little better? Get him in here, get him developed by Ohio State coaches, and I think you're going to have something there. I don't know. You look at Lorenzo Syles, he went receiver to cornerback. Why can't Angelo Smith maybe go safety to wide receiver if the Buckeyes feel that could work? I think this is the right place to develop Angelo Smith, whether he does come in still as a 3-star recruit or if he wants to change positions, whatever it may be. I think this is the right place for him to be, and I agree with Mick Walker. Get him in here now. Get it done now. You can figure out the rest later with the recruit like this. Kind of a fun scenario brewing right now. Not sure if you guys are up to date on this, and I love bringing information like this to the table. Marvin Harrison Jr. has a little brother, and maybe we can talk more about him another time if it gets more serious. Class of 2028, his name is Jet Harrison. So you could have Jeremiah Smith's little brother and Marvin Harrison Jr.'s little brother playing on the same Ohio State team. I think that'd be really, really fun. You may have to wait till 2029 to actually see that happen, but we'll keep an eye on that. I think that's fun. We debated the 3-star aspect of Angelo Smith coming to Ohio State, especially with the recruiting that they do. Does that matter to you? Is the name, the lineage, the idea enough, or is the fact that he's a 3-star kind of worry you? Go Y for yes if it matters, N for no if it doesn't. We got a lot of Big Ten reveals this past weekend. A couple teams going at it both with each other in the Big Ten and just overall telling us more about what kind of team they are. The Buckeyes entering Big Ten play this weekend. Very interested in the schedule they have coming up. And the results we got tell us a lot about the schedule looking easier than we predicted it would be. And if you recall, I predicted an upcoming loss for the Buckeyes in this stretch. I think I may have to admit I'm wrong today. We'll see about that. Looking at the Week 4 results from this team, we'll start with Washington. Washington's offense looked as good as advertised. You can go back and watch our Saturday video. We talked about Damon Williams Jr., what the Buckeye coaching staff had to say about him. He owned up to that Saturday night. He looked like another version of Kyler Murray Saturday night. So did the Huskies offense, putting up 59 against Washington State. they were very impressive. I think that's going to be a new and exciting challenge Saturday for the Buckeyes. Make sure you tune in and stay tuned for our preview on that one. Minnesota, we know that's a physical team. That's a bye. That'll be the Buckeyes' next home game, so we'll keep an eye on that. Illinois, down goes Illinois. And not only did Illinois go down, but they went down bad. 63-10. They traveled to Indiana completely unprepared. I don't know what happened to Illinois. That was the team I had circled as, hey, the Buckeyes are going to Illinois. Tough place to play. A team that creates turnovers, so on and so forth. Got rocked on Saturday night. No excuse for what happened there, and I think it's very revealing for Illinois what they did Saturday. And now for the Buckeyes, I think they really have to take a second look at how difficult that may be. I know us as fans and people that watch the program, it's a different look now, right? Watching them just get destroyed in Bloomington. And then Wisconsin just rolling over. Nothing there. At home, getting crushed by Maryland. Maryland's been the laughingstock of the Big Ten for about 5 years right now. I think Wisconsin is heading that way. Luke Fickell really needing to get things on track. The Buckeyes play at Wisconsin. Always a tough road atmosphere, no doubt about it. But again, by the time the Buckeyes head to Wisconsin, that season may be completely washed for the Badgers. I want to make sure I let you guys know this episode brought to you by PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. Simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in with PrizePicks. That's because PrizePicks puts their users first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure, because PrizePicks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. A look at a fresh stat projection going on. Derrick Henry going more on the rushing or receiving touchdown, the half going more on that one. Jahmyr Gibbs for Detroit, 55.5 rushing yards, going more there. And Tyler Loop, always interesting to get the kickers involved, more on half a field goal made. So what you want to do now, get in on the action, download the app today, and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. After we took a look at the results for those teams, I think it's important at this point in time with that upcoming schedule, whether it be Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota, or now Washington this week for the Buckeyes, you got to question all of them in a new light. For Illinois, they dropped number 9 in the country to number 23. They looked unprepared. Their defense got exposed. I think there's a fresh look now you have on Illinois. I still have respect for the Illini. I respect the fact the Buckeyes will be on the road for that game, but I think there's a loss of respect certainly and a newfound idea of what they truly are as a team. Same for those other guys. Washington really proving themselves on offense. The line continuing to move for the Buckeyes against the Huskies this Saturday, so we'll keep our eyes on that. And Wisconsin, they rolled over for that game Saturday at home. Let's see if they roll over for their season, right? When the Buckeyes head to Wisconsin, is it completely done there? Now, at this point in time, we ran our poll on our YouTube page. A great reason to subscribe there. Everyone said Illinois was the team that they were most worried about. I want to see if that's changed for you after what we saw Saturday. If it's Washington you're most worried about, type that WAS for Illinois, ILL, Minnesota, MIN, or if you're worried about Wisconsin, go into Wisconsin, WIS. Sound off down in the comment section right now. Again, Buckeyes staying clean on the injury news, staying light on the injury news, which is really, really good. Again, I remind you guys, I work with our Alabama show sometimes, and their injury reports have been nuts all season long, so the Buckeyes are lucky. For Lorenzo Syles Jr., you may remember he exited against Ohio. From what his brother said, from what he said, from what Ryan Day has said, it looks like he's going to be all right. He's working through it. They said he could have went back in against Ohio if they weren't up so big. So I actually expect him to play Saturday. However, Ryan Day's comments about Lorenzo Syles Jr. were kind of interesting here. Hopefully Lorenzo can heal quickly. Again, Lorenzo and Sonny said he was fine and could have got back in there. So when it comes to that position, they moved Jermaine Matthews inside and Devin Sanchez went in. It's something that we've been working on here in camp in terms of building depth. You may recall when we did our position battles, I noted this may be the point in time where the Buckeyes mix things up at corner. So what Ryan Day was talking about there, when Lorenzo Syles Jr. got hurt, you didn't go to Aaron Scott or Bryce West as your next nickel corners. They put Devin Sanchez on the outside and moved Jermaine Matthews inside. They made just I don't want to say colossal, but that was a big change at cornerback. They didn't say who goes in next at nickel. They said, how do we get Devin Sanchez in the game? I think Ryan Day just gave us a little preview that he may be looking at mixing things up at the corner position. Maybe that's if Lorenzo Syles, even if he's fully healthy, or if he's dragging a little bit still with that injury, they mix things up. I don't know. I'm very interested to see what they do at corner heading into this game. I also want to know what you think about what they should be doing at the cornerback position. Do you think the Buckeyes should mix it up? You can type 1 for yes on mixing it up at the corner position, or type 2 for no if you want them to ride out, number one defense in the country with what they've done so far at corner. If you want them to leave it there, you can type 2 for no. Got to shout out my guy Kenny Rhoda at 1480 WHBC Radio in Canton. Lets me know, hey, James Laurinaitis at the Massillon and St. Ed's game Friday. It's a bye week, time off, Buckeyes figuring things out. No, James Laurinaitis is in Massillon, Ohio to take in the Tigers and the St. Ed's Eagles. He was there for a reason, though, folks. Laurinaitis working hard at that linebacker recruiting class, trying to find names to make the difference for the Buckeyes. And I think for Massillon, a guy right now that Laurinaitis is looking at, Jaden Williams of the Massillon Tigers, on a Friday night, taking in 2 great Ohio high school football teams. Williams for Massillon. You can take a look at him there. Another 3-star recruit. The thing with him is right now he's committed to Indiana. The Buckeyes seeing if they can flip him. Taking a look at that ranking there. I've done plenty of Massillon football in my time in high school football. They're a top-tier program. Indiana's building itself as a good program. So if Laurinaitis wants to flip Jaden Williams to Ohio State, I like the idea. I also think this is further proof you have the right people in place. James Laurinaitis knows Massillon and St. Ed's. He knows those schools in Ohio. That's a big deal. Need to be there. Taking other players, also just still trying to flip a 3-star recruit to make his linebacker room better. Doesn't matter. It's not a 5-star or 4-star or whatever. Nope. This is a guy who can make the Buckeyes better. It's an off week. This is a big game. Get out there on a Friday night. That's exactly what he did. Was excited to see that. Excited to see the Buckeyes back in action this Saturday. Felt like a long bye week, but I'm pumped. We're going to have the watch parties we've been doing. We're going to do it again for Washington and all games this season. So 3:30 kickoff. We'll be live at 2:30. We'll have our previews up until all week. You want to be subscribed right now because all the content coming at you hot, fast, ready to go here on the Ohio State Football Report.